The world of the bold and the beautiful has always been filled with secrets, twists, and explosive moments. But the most recent revelation has sent shockwaves through the entire Forrester family and their vast network of friends and enemies. Brooke Logan, the matriarch who has been a pivotal character throughout the series, has been found dead, and the cause of death is a suspected overdose. This shocking turn of events sets off a chain reaction that no one could have predicted, thrusting everyone into a world of suspicion, guilt, and uncertainty. Brooke's death is initially met with disbelief and confusion, as the Forrester family and close friends scramble to make sense of what has happened. For many, Brooke represented the epitome of strength and resilience, having faced countless challenges throughout her life. Her death by suspected overdose seems so out of character for someone who had fought so hard to keep her life together, and the revelation leaves everyone in a state of shock and disbelief. The grief is palpable, but as the investigation into her death begins, darker, more sinister suspicions begin to surface. The circumstances surrounding Brooke's death raise immediate red flags. Despite her many ups and downs over the years, no one could have predicted that she would meet such a tragic and seemingly self-inflicted end. As the authorities begin to investigate, they uncover details that hint at foul play. In the days following her passing, the Forrester family and their inner circle are left to pick up the pieces, all while grappling with their own emotions of grief, anger, and betrayal. It's clear that Brooke's death is far from a simple overdose. It has all the markings of something much darker, something that involves more than just personal demons or mistakes. As the investigation into Brooke's death progresses, the focus shifts to several key members of the Forrester family. Thomas, Brooke's stepson, and Taylor, his mother, both become prime suspects in the case. The tension between them and the rest of the family reaches new heights as accusations swirl, and their past actions are scrutinized under the harsh glare of the investigation. Thomas, in particular, becomes a focal point of the investigation. His relationship with Brooke had always been complicated, marked by emotional outbursts and unresolved tensions. For years, he has struggled with feelings of inadequacy and resentment toward his family, especially Brooke, who he believed had never truly accepted him. With the sudden and tragic death of Brooke, Thomas is thrust into the spotlight, and the weight of his past actions becomes impossible to ignore. As the investigation unfolds, all eyes are on him, and the suspicions of the police only add to the growing sense of paranoia within the Forrester family. Meanwhile, Taylor, who has always been a pillar of support for her children, finds herself at the center of a storm of suspicion. She has had a tumultuous history with Brooke, marked by their shared history with Ridge and the constant rivalry between them. The animosity between Taylor and Brooke was never a secret, and now, with Brooke's death under investigation, Taylor becomes a prime suspect. Her relationship with Ridge, her ex-husband, and the complexities of her past with Brooke only add fuel to the fire, making her an easy target for accusations. But Taylor maintains her innocence, insisting that she had no involvement in Brooke's death. She becomes increasingly distraught as the pressure mounts, struggling to clear her name while also dealing with the emotional fallout of losing a woman who had been both a rival and a part of her life for many years. The investigation takes a dramatic turn when it is revealed that Thomas and Taylor have both been arrested, charged with suspicion of being involved in Brooke's death. This shocking development shakes the entire Forrester family to its core. The idea that two of their own could be implicated in something as heinous as Brooke's death is a bitter pill to swallow. The arrest of Thomas and Taylor sends ripples through the family, with each member forced to grapple with the implications of these accusations. Ridge, caught between his love for his children and his grief over the loss of Brooke, is torn apart by the allegations. He is forced to confront his own feelings about Brooke's death, while also dealing with the emotional turmoil of seeing his family members arrested and accused of something so horrifying. As Ridge struggles to come to terms with the situation, his loyalties are tested in ways that he never anticipated. The arrest of Thomas and Taylor sends shockwaves throughout Los Angeles, with the media descending upon the Forrester estate, eager to report on the scandal that has rocked one of the most powerful families in the city. The public is divided, with some believing that Thomas and Taylor are innocent and others convinced that they are guilty of playing a role in Brooke's death. The tension reaches a boiling point as the investigation continues, and the Forrester family finds itself under intense scrutiny from all sides. As the drama unfolds, it becomes clear that the true nature of Brooke's death is far from what it initially seemed, and the mystery only deepens with each new revelation. In the midst of the chaos, the Forrester family is forced to confront its darkest secrets and most painful truths. Thomas, who has long been struggling with his own demons, is faced with the possibility that his past actions may have led to Brooke's tragic demise. His emotional journey is one of guilt and self-doubt, as he is forced to face the consequences of his past behavior. Taylor, too, must grapple with the possibility that her own unresolved issues with Brooke may have contributed to the chain of events that led to her death. The question of whether their involvement in Brooke's death was intentional or accidental becomes central to the investigation, as the detectives piece together the timeline of events leading up to her death. As the investigation progresses, it becomes increasingly clear that there are more players involved in Brooke's death than anyone had originally thought. While Thomas and Taylor are at the center of the investigation, it becomes evident that others in the Forrester family, as well as those connected to them, may have played a role in the events leading up to the tragic overdose. The web of deception and betrayal grows ever more tangled, and the true identity of the person responsible for Brooke's death remains elusive. The emotional toll of the investigation is felt by everyone involved. The Forrester family is torn apart by grief, guilt, and suspicion. Ridge, who has already been through so much with his family, now finds himself caught in the middle of a scandal that threatens to destroy everything he has worked for. His love for Brooke and his loyalty to his children are put to the ultimate test as he navigates the complexities of the investigation and the emotional fallout of the entire situation. As the truth slowly begins to emerge, the Forrester family must come to terms with the fact that they may never fully understand what led to Brooke's death. The investigation into her overdose takes unexpected turns, and the final answers may be more complicated and devastating than anyone could have imagined. What is certain, however, is that the Forrester family will never be the same again. The secrets they have kept buried for so long are now coming to light, and the consequences of their actions will reverberate for years to come. In the aftermath of Brooke's tragic death, the Forrester family is left to pick up the pieces and rebuild their lives. The fallout from the investigation leaves deep emotional scars that will take time to heal, and the relationships within the family may never fully recover. But one thing is clear, Brooke's death has changed everything, and the Forrester family will be forever altered by the events that followed. The legacy of Brooke Logan and the mystery surrounding her death will linger long after the investigation concludes, and the ripples of her passing will continue to affect everyone in her orbit. The Bold and the Beautiful has never been more dramatic, and as the story continues to unfold, the question remains, who truly killed Brooke Logan, and what are the consequences of her untimely death? The saga of The Bold and the Beautiful continues to unfold with unexpected twists and jaw-dropping revelations that challenge the very core of family dynamics, loyalty, and love. As the Forrester family faces a series of catastrophic decisions, shocking secrets are being unearthed, and alliances are tested in ways they never could have imagined. What started as a tale of love and passion has evolved into a gripping drama full of betrayal, intrigue, and heartbreak. In the heart of Los Angeles, where beauty meets the drama of family ties, nothing is ever quite as it seems. The drama begins to intensify as Ridge Forrester, the patriarch of the Forrester family, takes an unexpected and calculated stance against his son Thomas. Ridge is caught in a fierce and emotionally charged confrontation between his son and his new wife, Brooke Logan. After a long period of back-and-forth tension regarding his loyalties, Ridge's frustrations finally boil over, and he does what seems impossible. He keeps Thomas from confronting Brooke, stoking the fires of resentment between father and son. The pain is evident in Thomas's eyes, his anger flaring up in ways that only Ridge, with his own personal issues and guilt, can fully understand. Yet, the reality of this situation is undeniably Thomas feels betrayed by his own father, and Rich feels like he is caught between his love for Brooke and his loyalty to his family, especially his son. As the confrontation escalates, Thomas's fury grows, and the rift between father and son becomes deeper and more dangerous. The Forrester family, once united, now faces a perilous divide that may be impossible to bridge. While Ridge deals with his personal turmoil, Lee's emotions reach a boiling point when she discovers that Luna has been deceiving not only her, but also the entire family. Lee had always trusted Luna, but now, as the truth comes to light, Lee's anger becomes all-consuming. Luna had played a role in manipulating Will in ways no one had anticipated. Lee's fury takes on a physical form as she demands answers from Luna, her voice shaking with rage. As the tension rises, it becomes clear that Luna's deceit has far-reaching consequences, threatening more than just personal relationships, but the very fabric of the Forrester legacy. Lee is faced with a critical decision. Should she take justice into her own hands, or is Luna's betrayal enough to irreparably fracture their bond? The tension between Lee and Luna is palpable, their interactions fraught with an underlying sense of violence, as Lee contemplates the possibility of exacting revenge. The stakes have never been higher, and as Lee grows more volatile, the question remains, how far will she go to make Luna pay for her deceit? At the same time, Remy and Deke find themselves completely baffled by Luna's manipulative demands. Luna has always been a force to be reckoned with, but her latest request seems to be one that could shift the power dynamics within the family. As Remy and Deke struggle to process what Luna wants from them, they begin to question not only her motivations but their roles in the chaos that has enveloped their lives. Their loyalty to Luna is tested, and as the reality of her manipulation sets in, they are faced with the moral dilemma of whether to continue enabling her or to finally put an end to the game she has been playing. The decision is not easy for them, as both men have their own complicated histories with Luna, but the pressure of the situation becomes too much to bear. What will they choose? Will they stand by her, or will they break free from the web of deceit she has spun? As the story unfolds, past decisions collide with the harsh reality of the present, and the Forrester family is rocked to its core. It becomes clear that the choices made in the past are not as simple as they seemed at the time, and the consequences of those decisions will have long-lasting effects. For Thomas, the idea of a perfect family has crumbled, and the ideal future he once envisioned with his father and Brooke now seems impossible. He is left to face the harsh truth that the people he thought he could rely on have betrayed him in ways he never expected. The wounds caused by Ridge's sudden marriage to Brooke are deep, and Thomas's frustration with his father intensifies as he struggles to accept that his family is not the perfect unit he once believed it to be. As Thomas grows more disillusioned, Ridge's internal conflict only deepens. He has always prided himself on being a man of integrity and a loving father, but the whirlwind romance with Brooke has complicated his sense of right and wrong. Ridge's struggle between his duties as a father and his desire to be with the woman he loves becomes the focal point of the storyline. Brooke, for her part, is caught between two worlds, trying to maintain her love for Ridge while also keeping the peace with Thomas. The emotional tension between the characters becomes unbearable, and the impending fallout seems inevitable. The drama takes an even darker turn when the truth about Luna's involvement with Will comes to light. Luna had posed as Electra and manipulated Will into a dangerous and twisted liaison, one that left him confused and unaware of the person he had truly been with. When Will finally discovers the truth, his shock is palpable. The revelation that Luna is alive and has been secretly orchestrating events behind the scenes leaves everyone reeling. Will is forced to confront the harsh reality of what happened that fateful night. And he must come to terms with the fact that Luna's presence in his life was far more significant than he ever realized. Will's admission to Katie and Bill about Luna's survival shakes the foundation of their family as they try to make sense of the situation. Katie and Bill are left reeling from the shock, unsure of how to process the truth about Luna's manipulation of their son. As Will grapples with his emotions, Luna's web of lies continues to unravel. In a dramatic confrontation with Remy, she reveals the full extent of her manipulation, claiming that she has been working toward a larger goal all along. Her motivations remain unclear, but the damage she has caused is undeniable. Remy is left questioning everything he thought he knew about Luna, and he must decide whether to continue supporting her or to sever ties completely. The stakes continue to rise as Luna's actions have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved, and the fallout from her deceit threatens to tear apart the fragile alliances within the Forrester family. The Forrester family, once a symbol of wealth, beauty, and power, now finds itself in the midst of a crisis that could destroy everything they have built. Each character is faced with a crossroads, forced to make decisions that will shape their futures in ways they could never have anticipated. As Rich battles with his loyalties and emotions, Thomas's anger reaches new heights, and Lee's wrath becomes a force to be reckoned with. The future of the Forrester legacy hangs in the balance. With Luna's true intentions still unclear, and the manipulations of the past coming to light, no one is safe from the devastation that is sure to follow. The bold and beautiful lives of the Forrester family are about to be forever altered, and the journey is far from over. What will happen next in this dramatic, unpredictable world? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the Forrester family is on the brink of collapse, and the secrets that have been buried for so long are about to shake everything to its core. The story is far from over, and the stakes have never been higher. The stage is set for a new era of betrayal, heartbreak, and redemption that will leave fans on the edge of their seats, eager to see what will happen next in the ever-unfolding drama of the bold and the beautiful.
Oh.